will give a kind of a reading of some chosen pictures of the Red Book. All in all, the Red Book contains 73 pictures. This number actually takes into account only the pictures that stand out by their important size. The huge amount of pictorial material shows clearly the importance Jung attributed to the creation of images in their confrontation with the unconscious. Images were obviously for him much more than simple ornamentations of his text. There are also pictures which have only that function to embellish it, but mostly, and particularly it's valid for the big pictures, they have their own meaning. They are bearers of valuable autonomous meaning. If one observes the totality of the pictorial material spread all through the Red Book, one perceives difference in faces, one from the other. One can discover different sections in the book. These are distinguishable by the fact that they contain several pictures related to each other by common characteristics of style or by their content. Well, I will limit my reading of the book to 8 pictures. They convey something about the different dimensions of the soul experience in which Jung immersed himself all through this creation of the Red Book. That's Itztubar. It makes a reference to a subsequent passage and illustrates the encounter of Jung with a powerful being identical with Gilgamesh, as described in that passage. I quote what he says there in the text. 2 bull horns rise from his great head, and rattling a suit of armor covers his chest. The giant is carrying a sparkling double axe in his hand, like those used to strike bulls. This is Itztubar, the mighty, the bull. In this imagination, Jung meets a powerful, awe-inspiring male face to face. He kneels down at the edge of the picture in a worshipful attitude. You see it at the bottom of the picture, in front of the mighty being. The broad shoulders, like those of a Roman legionnaire, characterize it. On them appears a head armed with bull's horns. Symbolically speaking, it evokes an immense spiritual, creative potential with these horns. It refers to fertile ideas and to the generative spiritual power of imagination. We move forward to the next. That's a mandala which is also commented directly, personally, but by Jung himself.
What page is that?
105.
Well, yeah. He has commented about it in Concerning Mandala Symbolism in Collected Works, Volume 9. I quote, "In the center, says Jung, is a star. The blue sky contains golden clouds. At the 4 cardinal points we see human figures. Together they indicate 4 aspects of the personality. The 2 female figures can be recognized as the 2 aspects of the anima. They are left and right. The old man corresponds to the archetype of meaning at the top, and the dark chthonic figure of the opposite of the wise old man. That's the opposite to the wise old man. The circle enclosing the sky, Jung says, contains structures or organisms that look like protozoa. It's this green inner circle. The 16 globes painted in 4 colors just outside this circle, derived originally from an eye motif, and therefore stand for the observing and discriminating consciousness. Similarly, the ornaments in the next circle, all opening inwards, are rather like vessels pouring out their content towards the center. And then on the other hand, the ornaments along the rim, just the outer circle, open outwards as if to receive something from outside.
To my knowledge, also, they have not been, it has not been decoded. I know some people have made attempts at it and have compared it to various kinds of other mystery writing or esoteric kind of coded messaging. But as far as I know, nobody has broken this code. So that would be a challenge to the audience. Somebody
Okay.
could come up with a key. Because quite a few, here's another one on page 95. You see, it's a little clearer. But it doesn't look like any kind of language that I've ever seen before, and maybe it's a kind of private code that Jung had, or he was referencing some sort of hieroglyphic language that he had come across in his studies. It's very unclear. Not known, not known to date. I'm going to shift gears a bit, although sticking with pictures. And yeah, you can zoom into that picture. That's called the Sustainable Undertow. And what I want to talk about is a more rational aspect of what Jung was doing during the Red Book period. Because for the most part, the impression one gets from reading the Red Book is that he was engaged with a fairly deep, irrational, you could say lunar process in which images appeared and he engaged them and they disappeared and another one appeared, and there are some continuities and some discontinuities. But he also had a very strong need to put things in order and to understand them. And I want to look at this first mandala that he created in 1916 as a map, or what I call a psychograph, a map of his psyche as he experienced it and as he organized it. Now he gets the material through his experiences in bits and pieces. A chunk comes here, a chunk comes there. But his rational mind also needs to create some order. And this ordering of experience, of course, is equally archetypal.